Hi, everybody. Welcome to ZealZaddy and to Harrow the Blighted Plain. Tonight we're playing in the episode A Hungry Mind, and we have, my voice, by the way, is, believe it or not, on the mend, but I've been sick for about a week, and it's been a downslide, and it's now starting its step up, but I'd rather play than not, so you'll get to hear the rough, sexy side of me, like my morning sexy voice, instead of my regular voice. So let's get everybody in here so they can do all the talking, and I'll just listen to what they have to say. All right, I think audio's working on everyone now. All right, why don't we go around, let everybody say hi and and say where you can be, what you've been doing, where you can be found. Why don't we? Oh, there's two people out of place. Son of a gun. Let me fix that. Not cool.
I'm playing gems today, actually.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Can you embody the crazy?
No.
It's all good.
I'll never take that.
Oh, all right.
All right.
All right. So why don't we start with Heliodor?
Hi everybody, it's me, Crest, pronouns he, him. You can find me on Pillowfort with just the word Crest, or you can find your way to my other social links. I am primary game master and editor/producer of the podcast Many Stories, Many Games. The podcast where there's always a story told and there's a game to be played. I also do some auxiliary work over on the podcast Guest Behind Productions. That's me. Character introductions, Joey. And I play Heliodor, the icy and hiss Blightsinger who awakens dreams, and who is going through it lately.
All right. Malcolm.
Good evening, Harrow Land. I'm Alex Newman, the 7-Minute GM. I play Malcolm Keel, the irascible hiss with the light-up sword. Since we last saw each other, I have had a lot of fun. I did a rough cut, let's call it, of Zeal's new project, an RPG game show called Paper Bag, which I'm sure you will hear all about. I just want to tell you folks, I had so much fun that as soon as you can see the stream, you should jump in. I'm going to make this an all Zeal week this coming Saturday at noon Eastern time. He is running me and several other fine players through the Magnus Archives for Charity TTRPG's ICE out of Minnesota, which is a great cause for you all to support. So please come make me your creepy Valentine. If you like the Magnus Archives and if you like Malcolm, this is a totally different character. This one's actually friendly.
Ish.
No, friendly. And there are no deep dark secrets.
Oh wow. In Magnus Archives, that'll be an oddball for sure.
Yeah.
Vay.
Hi, my name is Jayke. I play Vay, the apparently artist at this point in the story. I do a lot of things across the TTRPG space. I am releasing a free TTRPG engine this coming Friday called Frontiers, so keep an eye out for that. I also run a bunch of games on Start Playing. I am currently running every Friday for the next couple weeks a free learn system game, so you can learn various systems from Call of Cthulhu, the new D&D if you really want to, Pathfinder, a little bit of Cypher, things of that nature. So if you're interested in those, check out my link tree and all the other weird stuff I find myself doing from time to time.
All right. And Jens.
Howdy, y'all. My name is Jens Pulsar. I'm the intuitive Kelf Blightsinger who rides the Blight, played by Marlon Dance-Hooi, the token Australian in this team. I'm a voice actor and actor. Scott's going to drop the link. And something that's coming up soon, hopefully, is you can see me in the amazing 3D animated series Mech West, which is sort of a cattle punk, cyberpunk, steampunk thing. And it'll be really fun. It's the hoot.
All right. Zai.
Hello, I play Appalachia. This is not her voice, but I don't know why I immediately went into it.
side character.
I'm Kayla, justkay, DM Dalliance, depending on where and when I joined the web and you found me upon it. You can go see all the crazy things that I do at that link tree, justkay, including recently, Paracosm Entertainment has started a series every other Saturday. The first one was last Saturday. The next one will be not this Saturday, but the Saturday after, which is Villain Magical Girls for Hire. Very satirical office, lower decks kind of vibes. We do, in fact, have confession cams that we call for particular moments in the episode. Just get the characters' thoughts on what's going on. It's actually become my favorite added mechanic is calling for the confession cams. You can check out the DM Dalliance stuff for fun free things if you want to scream at your friends to heal them as a barbarian. I do actual plays all the time. If you want me on your actual play or charity stream, let me know. I'm going to be starting a new actual play on Friday soon over at New Age Geeks.
Oh,
I
nice.
don't
They're awesome.
know.
That's in like March and April.
Yeah, I was like, I don't
I'm
know how
also
much
in it on Wednesdays.
we're going to be playing. I believe at different tables, or maybe
Different
together.
day. No,
Different
you're
tables.
Friday. I'm Wednesday.
Yeah. So it's gonna be fun. And yeah, keep an eye out on that because we'll also be starting a series soon in the next couple months called Burned Hope, which is another one that will be on Paracosm Entertainment, which is post-apocalyptic. Uh, we done fucked up and dug too much, and now the dragons are awake. Uh, so that will be fun. Yeah. Go check out that link. There's probably more that I'm forgetting.
All right. Well, while we're on you, Zai, do you want to do a recap?
Yeah, we found a moving society / cult that's on some sort of like living thing. And I had a vision, maybe a dream. I smoked something. Um, and then I had scars from the thing because I saw flashes, I saw the island. Uh, it was a shared experience with the elder because he saw the island previously. Uh, and then I also saw the thing that's, carrying the village or town, whatever you want to call it. And it grabbed me, and now I have scars on my hands. That's not gonna cause an issue.
Yeah, that was pretty much it. You're in the middle of trading.
Yeah, we
We're at the
figured we're
trade table.
out in the middle of nowhere. Might as well trade.
Yeah. And I'm going to actually start up there in the trade zone where you're enjoying a meal, and the traders had shown a map that you had shown interest in, had shown a lot of interest in, and they said they needed to think about what it would be worth. And after a little while of eating and enjoying, can I get, okay, do you have an actual artist skill?
No.
So you're just doing it with talent. So can I get
He just
an intro?
doodles. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yes, he just doodles.
Yeah, give me an.
He's not formally trained.
An int roll. You're looking. It's not a hard one. You're just looking at.
All right.
It's a level 2. So you need to roll above
Well,
a 6, which you can
all
probably
right.
do that.
I got a 14.
Okay. So you're looking at that map, and one thing you realize is it looks like there are parts that slide into or out of the back of it. And there's a pouch that it's sitting on that looks like it might have more pieces inside it. Like
And this
maybe
is
either there's more
the
maps
map they
or there's
tried
more
to pull
parts to it.
away.
Yeah, they pulled it away, and they're thinking about the value, what it would be worth, and they're letting everyone eat and drink. And the map, it looked interesting. How well you could read it or how accurate it is to be determined, I guess. But then after a while, the elder, he sees you looking at it, and he smiles and he goes, you recognize the artistic value of our work.
It's quite interesting. It seems to be multi-pieced. Is it like a puzzle of sorts? You take parts out, you put parts in? Is it kind of a shifting collective piece?
It is a map, of course, but it is also a map that varies with the moon, whether it is
Excuse me.
the moon phase or the moon color. And that never really occurred to you, the color of the moon being scheduled or like on some kind of a timeline, but it changes so rarely that you really have never really considered that. Malcolm, you hear that, and even though you know that there are moon phases, that's an obvious thing.
Sure.
It also never occurred to you that are the moon colors on us, are they phased in some way too? Because that you had never learned in your navigation school.
Yeah, I'm partially self-taught, but also, I mean,
Oh, you're right. Your
the
navigation training.
the colors of the moon are so erratic, like they couldn't possibly be related to anything like
Right.
tides
Exactly.
or.
That's
I
what
mean,
you'd
right?
already.
It's
That's what
not.
you'd always
Yeah,
thought.
yeah,
He
yeah.
goes,
It just
and the elder goes, the color of the moon has a phase like the phases of this that represent the size of the moon. So it also has effect, and we change the appropriate tide maps depending on both the phase and the color. Look, and he brings it over to you, Vay, and Malcolm, you're sitting right next to him. And he pulls out another sheet and he goes, when the moon has gone full orange, you would put this one in its place if it is also a full moon at that same time. And you'll see the tides will shift. And when he does so, you can see that now that you're seeing it very close, the weave is actually, Malcolm recognized this. The weave direction matches the direction of tidal motions.
tidal motions.
So it's not only variations in tides, but it shows the motions and the directions. You can see where they would swirl into an eddy or and there's places that, and he goes, when it goes to a red moon on a quarter moon, he pulls up another, he goes, on nights like that, you would shift to this and you would hold this for, and he says, a certain amount of time. And he says, at that point you see risen shoals in the east, places where islands have come up that weren't there before. He goes, so we've been tracking this for, well, since the beginning of this new world.
That is amazing. That is both artistry and I mean it is
It's impressive. It's impressive. Like,
yeah. It's
just the level of detail is staggering.
but the utility and the beauty of it, like one rarely sees that.
I wouldn't know about that. I just think it looks great. I mean, it's a true artistic masterpiece just by
I'll
the
leave
looks
it
of
with
it.
you for a few minutes to enjoy while you contemplate it, while you eat. I have an idea for a value to bring that I think could be negotiated. But you consider.
I'm not
consider your thoughts for a
not
moment.
even paying attention to him anymore.
And he turns and walks away and goes back to his plate all the way across this platform.
Yeah.
Heliodor.
Yes.
So you're down in the cabin where you had gone after the food was brought and the kids had messed with you, or I don't want to say they quite taunted you, but they like just were very questioning.
Teased.
I don't think they were teasing so much. They were poking a little bit.
Poke. Yeah.
And you've sensed sort of movement in the water, like you do it the whole time anyway here, and the water sand. And you feel the ship shift a little, like it just sort of lurches to the side while you're sitting in it. And then it comes back a little more than just from the tide. It feels like maybe something is moving the ship a bit. A little bit.
The
of the
others haven't
tide.
come back and told me about the fact that we're riding on something, have they?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, just double checking.
I'm the only one that knows that.
And that's only a theory anyway. You hear some
Heliodor will
splashes
just
to
let
the
it be.
outside. You hear
And
some
he's just going to
splashes.
ignore it.
Yeah, you hear some splashes outside. And then you hear some chants. Like really quiet songs being sung outside the ship.
Can I roll something to see if this is just a weird settlement thing or if it's something I need to actually be concerned about?
You hadn't heard them chanting before, so that's a new thing. You've heard plenty of things splashing and being tossed in the water and what have you. So that probably nothing new there or anything that you hadn't experienced yet.
Let me try this then. What's the tone of the chanting?
It sounds like those kids are maybe singing. It doesn't sound like adult voices. It sounds like Hisk children.
Let me rephrase that then. Does it sound angry? Does it sound happy? Does it sound sad?
If anything, it sounds probably happier than anything, but I wouldn't say happy. It's definitely not sad or melancholy or anything like that, but I would give it a light cheer.
Yeah, Heliodor's not going to react to that either. He's just going to let it be.
Okay, and while you are sitting there, the ship shifts. And then
Okay.
you feel the ship move in an unusual direction, upward. And then it tilts a little while you're sitting. Like normally you would sit like this in the water, and it goes like this and stays positioned.
Heliodor frowns and he gets up off of his hammock or bedroll or what have you. And then he calls out to whoever might be there or on the deck and says, if this is some sort of prank, you are going to regret it.
And the singing
Right.
stops. And you hear a little bit of movement, like when you heard the kids kind of running through the reeds, there was a certain sound to their very light footsteps, but the bending of the reeds as they moved about them pretty quickly.
Slowly, so as to avoid getting pranked or trolled, Heliodor will open up the door and like peer around the edges and see if there's an ambush in wait.
Give me a perception check.
"19 on the die."
Nice. Okay, so you don't feel like there's any kind of an ambush, but you do notice that the ship seems to be higher up off, maybe even not in the water, and you see what look like maybe like animal ridges on both sides of the ship, like rising parts of some thing, or maybe it's some kind of coral or rock. Maybe has the ship run adrift onto a piece of coral? Maybe.
Do I still see the um
The kids have disappeared.
No, not that. Do I still see sand water? I guess I forget
Water
what we
sand?
actually call it. Water sand. Thank you.
Not from looking out, just the little, not from peeking out the door. You'd have to be higher up to be able to see it that far across the deck to the water area. Because you were within the city, so you were within like a canal area that had, you are surrounded by the reeds, the Stilt City.
Okay. Heliodor will leave his hiding spot and he'll come out onto the top deck and he'll peer over the edge. Meaning that they're on dry ground now somehow?
It looks like you're sitting on something not dry but wet, but maybe like a rocky ridge. And as you're looking, you see the ridge move a little, like, and then you realize it's not rock. That's something alive. And there are, the Stilt City reeds have been pushed away some, and the kids are all gone. You could probably walk across it right over to parts of the Stilt City. But the ship itself is no longer like this because it's sitting on the ground like that a little bit. Where the keel is no longer, holding center. It's made the ship off center. And then the thing, whatever you're on, kind of lowers a little bit, and the ship kind of hits the water and tilts up a little bit. Can I get a speed check from you to make sure you don't fall out of the boat?
I'm going to spend an edge to re-roll that.
XP.
XP, yep.
Oh.
Spend an XP.
Then the pool does what again? Sorry.
Oh, you can put effort. You want to use effort to
Effort.
reroll it.
Yeah.
So it's 3 points out of your speed pool less whatever your speed edge is.
Okay, I'm going to use 1 point of effort then.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay, there we go. 16.
Okay, so you catch yourself barely. You're like, as the ship gets onto the water a little bit and it sort of floats again, but there's still these ridges kind of sticking up on both sides of the ship, and the reeds have been sort of pushed, slowly moved away from the ship some.
Heliodor puts his hands to his lips and he does a very high-pitched, complicated-sounding whistle that he and Zai probably came up with to let him know that they need to get back here ASAP.
Up top, the music is playing, and there's, the joy of being celebrities here for the moment. Zai, can I get a perception check from you?
I am trained in searching and listening, if that helps at all.
That helps.
But I have also been drinking.
You have been drinking, and you are in the middle of a party with a lot of music. I think those two things counter each other pretty well.
So that's an 11.
Okay. So, there's some little pipe whistles, and it drowns out all the sound. It sounds like anything you would recognize, and you don't really hear anything.
Yeah, so I think I just pour more of the alcohol for the elder and whoever's around me, and then when the whistle sounds start, I'm just maybe drum on the table a little bit to the
And some of the people start dancing in the middle of the platform, and they call you into the dance, and they look and you can tell they're also looking for Marlon. And
at this point, I have drank a lot.
For Jens.
So yeah.
Because Jens is a life of the party kind of person. And people start Jens,
baby.
The Hisk, particularly the younger Hisk, really take a liking to you and your not only ability to move, but your desire to be in motion. That is the thing. They love that.
I just start flowing, gets get real sick. You can hear my joints, they don't pop or crack. They just move like they
flow
oil
like water.
grease. They flow like water. Just flow like water sands. And I'd teach them a few moves. I call this one the Frisky Gens. I haven't named it properly yet. It's still a name. It's a work in progress.
Got to pull out
But
my
goes something
journal
like
and
this.
start drawing this. Just,
Yeah.
you know.
And you go to pull your journal, and one of the Hisk come over to you, and they put their hand out to see if you would like to dance.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I'm going to politely decline.
And they put their hand out further.
I awkwardly look at Malcolm to see if he can help me get out of this situation.
You can see there's a Hisk or two heading towards Malcolm, too.
With a little bit of snarl in my voice, to the one that is talking to Vey, is Vey said, "No, thank you."
He's sure. You seem more sure than he is.
Are you sure?
He looked like he was
Yes,
about
I'm
to.
not particularly a dancer, thank you.
People
I'm a
love
watcher,
dancers.
observer, note taker.
No offense intended. Beat it.
And they turn, and they have sort of a sly smile when they turn, like not a disrespectful one, just a respectful one. We'll catch you on the next one, they say to you, Vey, as they turn and they go out into dance. Their tails.
And this is what I call a
wisp
rock
around.
tumbler.
Yeah. Are we Hisks or are we dancers? My sign is vital. My heart is cold. And
Down-
I'm on my way looking for the answers.
Down with you, Heliodor. There seems to be no reply for your whistle. I mean, you could leave the boat. You could step across this thing and get across to some of the reeds as part of the
Yeah, no,
platforms.
that feels trappish to me. Both to Crest the player and Heliodor or the character.
Sounds like Heliodor, yeah. Chance.
Heliodor is gonna try and One second. I am going to Dreamcraft. I am going to create as big as I can, a bright yellow ball, and I'm just going to send it straight up into the sky and start waving it about. Someone will see it, and hopefully there will be a domino reaction.
Okay. When you go to make the energy, hold on, I have to look at it. I want to make sure I understand something. Okay. So you create this yellow ball of energy, this orb, and you send it up high. And can I get perception checks from the 4 players in the platform? Those who are dancing will obviously be hindered. Malcolm and Vey will not be hindered by it.
I have also drank and smoked something mysterious.
Oh no.
Yeah. Right, that's true.
This could still be part
I'm
of
done
that.
for. It's over.
What?
This still could be part of it. I could be seeing lights from smoking something unidentified. Yep, that 3 tells me I'm still.
Oh no.
Yep.
Jen's is super perceptive, 19. I'm just like,
Oh my God, there's fireworks. They just blasted some kind of orb into the sky.
holy smokes. Oh, that's
I got
beautiful.
a 17.
You also saw the fireworks go up.
I got an 8, but I'm trained.
Oh, well, you would have just missed.
All right.
So
Well, then
Vay and Jen,
I'm
you
also
see it.
trained.
Have you ever seen Heliodor do this magic?
I will remind you.
He did in session 1, but he did something different.
Okay.
Yes.
And with like, well, is Jen's also a blight slinger?
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm
Would
looking
we
at
have
it, I'm
knowledge
like,
because we're both blight slingers?
that's some blight, all right.
Yeah, but would you recognize his healers? I would say because you had seen him do his magic the first session that you'd have some understanding that could potentially be Heliodor's, although you're not sure and you just don't know, but it could be. Maybe.
See, that just gives Vay an excuse to get out of here before he's invited to dancing again. So Vay's like, oh, look, pretty light, huh? That's strange. I want to go see what the fireworks show they have outside is, as a way to get out of the room primarily, with no intent to figure out what the heck's outside. So I will put away my journal, and Vay will saunter out just to see what it is in the vein of getting out the door, and then when he's outside, just distance himself a little bit and find some quiet space with no intent to follow whatever the light is.
Yeah. All right, so you head out, Jens. You're
Yeah,
just
I'm
enjoying
going straight to there. I'm
the
like,
blight
I recognize
fireworks.
blight when I see it.
I mean, fireworks are blight. I mean, they're created
Fireworks
that-
are blight.
You know, it's
Jen's just likes
possible
blight.
to be. Yep,
I
it's true.
love blight.
Loves following it.
So you didn't see where it came from. You just saw where it appeared up above the party. It kind of came out of the middle of the city and went up and is now floating around in like a pattern. Vay, you take the opportunity to kind of ditch from the party a little bit,
Get out.
slide down to another
away.
tier of the platforms. And when you step down, Vay, you feel other reeds near you kind of bend and stuff, and you see kids kind of running along, and they're just chuckling and like innocently, not like they're being spies or anything like that, just being playful with your movement.
I'll take
in the
small
city.
sketchings as I kind of walk about to record the things I see around the town while just sauntering wherever I walk.
Well, sketchings are not photographs, so they take
They're
a little
not, no.
time for you to stop and actually do them.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I'm imagining they
So-
stop, they doodle for a couple minutes, move on.
Yeah.
You know, that's my headspace. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Jens, where do you go to so you go where you think it
yeah,
had
I
rose,
suppose I'm just looking around. Yeah.
and you know that
looking
it
for the
rose up
source.
from what looks like a central like cavern in the city. I don't want to call it a cavern, like a hole rising up from the center of the stilt city.
Okay. Okay, I flagged down a passing hiss. He's like, y'all know anything about that hole? The one the light just came out of?
That is one of the fast ways down if you need down it.
Fast ways down. Okay. I just jump on in?
Oh no.
Oh,
You don't. You could get very hurt.
all right.
could
How do I
slide-
not do that?
You could slide
Slide.
down one of the reeds to the next level, and then you could do the same thing to the next level until you get to
Sliding
the
on
bottom.
reeds. All
Why-
right.
Why you
All
don't?
right, all
You're not
right.
enjoying the party?
Oh, I'm loving the party, but I want to check out those fireworks because I
They're
got
up
a
there,
little
though.
inkling. Yeah, but you know where what goes up must come down, so I want to see where they end up.
You didn't create those. I thought they came from your dance steps.
Well, you know, in a sense, they did, but in a more accurate sense, they did not. So anyway, I'm gonna go skedaddle down there. I'll slide down those reeds.
You want
Thank
me
you
to
very
show
much
you
for
the
your
way?
help. I appreciate you. Yeah, show me the way. Come on.
And he.
What's your name?
Oh damn it! Hold on, let me get my list of names.
I'm gonna call you Buddy.
I'm Oren.
Aaron. All right, Aaron.
And
Mom
he's-
Jens.
He swings down and sort of slides in a circle around the pole to the next level down in the city. And as you go
time to
sliding down, you
Time to
pass
Tarzan
Vay
this
up.
bitch. Yeah,
You
I
pass
pass
Vay.
Vay. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, hey, oh, you. Yeah, all right.
Can I get a speed check?
You check.
What is he doing?
Oh, that's a
can't be bothered.
3.
Oh,
That's
okay.
a
So you go
3.
slide down. Oh, shoot. And you get
Oh.
thrown.
There's more grit than I expected.
And you find yourself falling. Can I get...
Oh,
It's always you. It's so funny.
always me.
Can I see him where he is?
In
If he,
the-
if he
in
went-
the
if
water
he went
sands.
past me.
Yeah. I just hit a bump and I just like cut. I do like the Charlie Brown, like shoes knocked off, cartwheeling in the air.
Yes. Vay, you
All right,
see
let's see.
Jens falling. He's sliding at first, like swings around like a swashbuckler, and then ends up losing his grip and gets flown off of the platform and lands another platform down. And
I say,
you take-
check this out. Famous last words.
And you ugh, when you take 2 points of damage hitting the reeds that are holding another platform up, and you're now sitting above the ship, which is sitting on like a rocky platform, like it's been lifted from the water sands a little bit.
Ooh.
And you see
Okay.
Heliodor on the deck, looks like manipulating maybe the orb.
Glowing eyes.
Heliodor, you see
With
him up there.
one hand is raised up, the other is clutching his head, and he does not look well.
Heliodor, you look like Wait,
Well, you
can
have
I
to
see
yell
this?
that. You'd have to yell down because you're several
Heliodor!
levels up.
Heliodor!
Do I hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. I look up at Jens, and probably for the first time you've ever seen Heliodor, he looks relieved to see you at the sight of Jens. Sorry for how mean that sounds, but there it is. He lets go the ball, which fades away, and he yells back, "Something's wrong!"
Yeah, you look like shit. You look terrible. What happened?
Heliodor opens his mouth to say something, pauses, looks around because chanting troublemakers, and then he says, "Get down here, we need to talk."
All right, I'll get down here.
I was gonna yell at Jens after he smacked into this thing. Can I still do that?
Yeah.
After he's I'm just gonna yell down at Jens and just say, Jens, how was the fall? Are you okay? Are you heavily injured? Must I come down?
Yes, I need salve.
Book away. I start slowly making my way over and down. No rush.
Okay. And you start moving down, and then the ship shifts as whatever the land it was sitting on submerges again, and the ship hits the water and water sands and is now floating like normal. But it's kind of a rough thing when the land underneath it is suddenly gone, and the whole city sort of rumbles a little. Up top, the dancing is going on, and suddenly people are like thrown in the air a few feet as the dancing is going, and the music stops. And there's like a pause for a moment, and then everyone starts laughing, and the music starts again.
I'd like to think Heliodor actually lost his feet at that and tumbled onto the deck of the ship with a cry, and that Jens would have seen Heliodor do that.
Well, before you just land on the ship like that, I need a speed defense roll from you.
Oh,
please.
okay.
We'll see if you land on the deck. You may. Probably will.
That's a 16.
Okay. Yeah, you stay on the deck. All good.
That was a nice landing.
Did Jens see the sand water suddenly reappear around the ship?
Yeah. Whatever was there holding the ship
That was
up kind of
weird.
went under.
So did I see the thing that was holding the ship up?
Yeah, it just looked like maybe coral reef or something, like with some protrusions or what have you.
Oh, that's weird.
Maybe rock, but look more like
Oh,
coral.
oh, yeah,
potentially.
yeah. Okay. So, that's interesting. I guess I get onto the deck, and then I
Well,
chat to
did
Haley.
they get to you first for solve, or are you going to converge
Oh,
on
I'm
the ship
not
at the same
taking the
time?
rush. He'll get there way
Okay.
earlier than I
Yeah,
get to him.
I hobble onto the deck. Like, ooh, I definitely think I bruised my coccyx. Never mind. All right, so what's going on here? That there was something underneath the ship?
Heliodor is still, like, splayed out on the deck of the ship, rubbing his head, and he says, "Something's wrong. The ship, this whole air settlement is on something that's alive.
Okay.
The
Just like,
rock, coral, whatever you want to call it, that the ship was on dry land a second ago, it's moving. It has a breathing pattern. Something is very wrong here, or at the very least, odd. And in the world we live in, I know that's not exactly saying much, but given the entire scenario we find ourselves in, I think we should be concerned."
I can see you sweating through your fur. That is wild. You must be stressed. I mean, listen, I mean, I'm not an expert, but if you get me near an eye hole of this thing, like some visuals, like I'm good with critters. You saw how I dealt with that extremely sexually agitated couple. Like, this is my wheelhouse, but I need to be able to, like, look in its eye. If it even has eyes. Do we know if it has eyes? Does it have eyes?
No, I don't know, and that's the problem. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why my powers are acting up after 15 years of mental control and stability, and I have no idea why we are wasting time here when it could potentially have another Kitty Yara apocalypse upon our heads.
Well, there was dancing and... Wait, you said your powers were acting up? So the fireworks, that was you?
The yellow orb was me, yes. I was trying to call for help because none of you heard my whistle. Because the ship was suddenly beached.
Is
When
that
it
what
should not
that
have been.
was? Yeah, and okay. Well, I consider me all caught up. Anything else I should know?
We might
I'll
be
get
being
you-
haunted by a ghost, I'm not 100% sure.
Let's put a little pin in that because I definitely want to revisit that. That is the wildest thing that you have said to me. I'm going to call the rest of the folks in. We're going to see if we can get to the bottom of this, okay? Are you okay to, like, you're not going to keel over?
Assuming I don't get stuck in another vision and assume I'm surrounded by enemies and go on the attack, yes.
All right. Well, if you see the ghost again, just yell ghost because I want to know about that. But anyway, I'm gonna call the others. Vay,
Halfway down.
Heliodor's got some freaky shit going on. You gotta get down here.
I up my pace very slightly. Not considerably.
You're moving like an arthritic senior citizen.
And
Get
what if
your
I
ass down
am,
here.
Jens?
Well, you look very good for your advanced age. Where's Z?
I jogged down.
Where's Z and Mal?
Last I saw dancing. Weren't you dancing with them?
God.
I'm not dancing.
No.
One of them was dancing.
One of them was dancing.
The other one covered my escape. I mean, my kind walk out.
Right, well, y'all gonna have to go back in the lion's den of the dance and get him out.
Turn around.
I would, but I bruised my coccyx. So unless you got salve, you know.
Am I closer to the boat or closer to the dance?
Oh, you're closer to the dance.
I'm going back to the dance. Jen
It's a
just
choice
sees me turn, and I'm like, all right, walking back out.
You just didn't want to salve me that much, huh?
It's a lot of effort to walk.
And you get up to the dance, you go up to the next platform, and as you're going up, you feel like it kind of makes sense the way the city moves. It feels weird when it's moving. Mm-hmm. It doesn't feel like it's moving with or drifting with necessarily the tides. It seems to move sometimes with, sometimes against the tides, almost as if it has a mind of its own. The ship, though, Jens, you're on the ship with Heliodor, and you feel it sort of lift again, just a few feet in this.
Oh,
And because the keel is, a straight line down the middle, it kind of tilts a little bit. Can I get speed checks, speed rolls from both of you?
yeah, all right.
Do I need to? I'm still laying.
Oh, you're laying?
slash sitting down.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Then.
Just
chills.
slides like 10 feet across the deck.
That is a 19 on the die.
Nice.
Let's go. Big win
Yeah,
for
you-
Jens.
You feel it.
So good I disappeared. Ooh.
We saw it.
Vanished.
So you hold on as the ship kind of tilts a little bit. And can I get a perception check from the two of you, Heliodor and Jens?
All right, I am skilled. That is a. I'm gonna burn some intellect. Was it intellect? Oh, actually, I have an edge.
Right.
So
Edge is a discount if you want
Okay.
to.
There's a
So if
discount
you-
if you use effort. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll use effort to use my edge. I rolled a 9, and I am trained. Is that gonna do it?
Okay.
I got a 9.
Okay. So, Jens, you notice something unusual is happening, that the ship is sitting in this sort of a canal in the middle of the city.
Huh.
Heliodor doesn't notice this, maybe because he's been paying attention to other stuff at the moment, but it feels like the ship is moving backwards through the canal at this point. So it's in here, and it's sort of pulling out of the canal backwards, sort of like it's drifting on its own. And
Or
it's
the
just sort
tide
of,
is-
right, maybe there's like a tide or something, or maybe the thing you're on is sort of moving and raising and stuff in different places. And you do see that the stilts, where it has risen in a few places, you see stilts have been, it looks like they go into the flesh of this thing. Or the rock, the coral rock. To you, it's more rock looking. But as it does, some of the stilts sort of move, and you feel the city kind of move above it. And of course, everyone up is dancing. They're having a good time, but you feel the ship has moved back some, enough that you probably it would be dangerous to try and run and jump off. And although you could just walk across to leave the ship to go by walking on this, whatever this coral rock stuff is. But to get just to a platform, you'd have to run and make a running jump and have a chance to get off that way. But with a injured coccyx,
Yeah. All right. Focus, Jens. All right, I'm going to step onto the coral.
Okay. So you step onto the coral. And it feels hard and firm. It's very firm, like ground. But it does move a little. It's like little muscles running under the earth.
Okay. Am I able to use any of my intuitive nature or my connection to the blight to try and get a read on this thing?
Can you read me your ability that you use by seeing it? I think you have to see into its eyes, right?
I did, yeah. That's the must speak and maintain eye contact. The other one is I'm able to focus and manipulate the crystal blight that runs through Harrow, but I think that's more flavor text.
Yeah, no. Neither, that won't do it.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, maybe Heliodor has abilities to do something, but none of yours seem to fit something you can do. Without seeing an eye or something, or even knowing that there's a brain here. Who knows?
What about your rides, the Blight focus? Doesn't that give you something?
Give me a second.
Nothing that would help him in this. I also have it, so nothing that would help him in this situation.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Okay. All right, cool. I guess I'm just gonna keep walking on the. I'm gonna go from protrusion to protrusion until I get to more solid ground that's not going to disappear on me.
To the platforms. You're trying to get to the
To the
platform.
Be careful, Jens. The sand water could come back at any second. I don't think you have floaters on, do you? As he
I
slowly
don't.
gets up on jelly legs.
Okay. Easy now, Jens. You're all right.
And you move quickly.
Close am I to the...
And you get to the platform. Up on the top, you feel the city kind of shift a little bit as the party's going on. You can see the tops of the reeds kind of move in unusual ways here and there. Malcolm particularly probably has more attenuation to that kind of motion where you feel like you're on a raft more than you are mounted into the sand of the shoals. And it feels unusual because this would obviously be the biggest raft that could ever be, probably.
Right, sure.
And the movements, they throw you off a little bit. Like, even when you're walking, you have your sea legs, obviously, but they don't move in the ways that the sea moves. They have their own motion. It almost reminds you of riding a beast, but slow and lumbering. Actually, has Malcolm ever ridden a beast? Any kind of a beast? Is that a thing that would have been in your past?
Early on, sure, yeah. Because I wasn't always part of the Armada.
Okay, so it reminds you more of that than riding a boat. And Vey comes back up to the top. You see Vey coming up, and the platform it's kind of alive, and people are enjoying the party. The map itself slides a little bit here and there and kind of shifts. And a woman comes over to you, a Hisk woman. May I? And she points at a place to sit across from you.
Do it yourself.
I've been told that there is one thing you could do in payment for one of our maps. We're in need of more fishermen and larger fishing ships, fishing vessels. We would like you to be an emissary to send us that, and include in that the plans on how to build bigger ships that can venture further out into the deeper oceans.
I'm happy to send back those instructions, but I don't think you have anything here that you can build ships from. The reeds that grow here aren't suitable for anything, any substantial size craft. I mean, you could make something we have a small craft tied to the back of our ship. You could make something like that, but that only holds 1 or 2 people, and that's not very different from what you have
I understand
already.
that. I want people to come here to live with us and bring their fishing vessels that can go into the deep. We're not bringing in enough food here at the moment, and we would like to increase the capacity of food we can get. Our ships cannot bring us enough, so we need the larger vessels from the west. There is the hard reeds that you use in the east, although we have no way of getting either to the far east or the far west from where we are. We need those ships, and we need people to come who would want to live here and provide and enjoy. We do have a wonderful life, but we need that one thing above all else. And that is what we see as the value of the trade of our thousands of years of knowledge put into a weave.
I am with sailors Um, I grew up in the Great Armada. I don't know if that means anything to you, but
It
thousands
nothing.
thousands and thousands of ships moving together, of all sizes, some as great as your city here, but mostly not. And as with any vast kingdom, right, there are people who love the life at the sea, but there are also people who wish to retire from it, and I am certain that that they would be interested in settling down here. These are skilled sailors. They would bring a great deal of value to your home.
Then I would put it on you to fulfill your promise, and if you do so, I will give you the trust that I have of only another person of authority among the Hisk. And then she puts her hand out in a way that you remember as sort of an ancient type of agreement-making gesture among the Hisk that people don't do anymore. You've like only heard about it in like stories and stuff, but obviously they haven't modernized to where you are now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what it is, but I'll let you figure
That's
out what
fine.
it is.
It's like yeah. I mean, I will do it somewhat awkwardly because I've only heard about it, never actually had to, a little bit like when you're kids and you're making solemn promises like blood oaths, you do that sort of gesture, but I'm not sure we were ever doing it right. So I'll give it a shot. Don't want to offend anyone.
Then
Who am I?
while you're here, I'll put together a light weave that will show where we will be over the next about 2 years. We have a feel for where we travel, so that you can direct those to us that would wish to find us.
And you don't travel much further east than this?
We travel where Ukatori takes us.
Right.
We avoid the deeps as much as possible. Ukatori chooses not to drown us.
That's very kind of Ukatori.
But Ukatori is at a point where she needs to grow, and we can't provide enough food for that now. So we need more. I'll let the elder know that you would acquiesce to the agreement.
Sure thing.
And she bows not in an obedient way, in a respectful manner as she steps back and turns, walks through the middle of the dance crowd. And the dance crowd sort of wraps around her as she goes through.
Been a while since I've seen a female Hisk. Do I spot Vey?
Knock, knock. Am I here yet?
Yeah, and then you're there.
What?
You see this kind of elegant Hisk walk away from Malcolm.
I just take a glance at our crystal skin companion. Don't want to know what's going on there. Go over to Malcolm. And I go, Heliodor and Jens want us to go to the ship. They did not explain much to why, but I assume we should go to the ship, at least for a meeting, if nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to be somewhat urgent. Also, Jens fell and got hurt, so I should probably go help him.
All right. Z.
How loud is the music?
It's pretty raucous. Hisk know how to make noise. And it's a
We'll take
lot of
one of my failed sketches, bumble it into a ball, and toss it, and try to hit Z on the head. To get
I wanna point out you're trying to hit a
Yes.
rock person on
Yes.
the head with paper.
Yes.
Hey,
You're exactly catching on to my goal here.
what
That
kind
is
of
the most
activity are you
horrible-
inviting her to do?
No, it's a paper beats rock joke.
No, I know. I was going the other way.
Yeah, I know, and that's why I was derailing you.
I'm assuming, despite being probably drunk and maybe high, I'm still not sure what I smoked. I would recognize a piece of paper hitting me in the head.
Just directly in the middle of the hit, like forehead, and you just see a bump.
A shot.
I'm like half tempted to grab the paper, but I think I'm just gonna like look along the trajectory of where the paper came from. Just dance our way over, because that's like the best way to get through a dance floor is like you can't
Dancing
walk through a
through
dance floor. You have
the
to
dance
like
weave.
Dance fight.
The time she takes to get over, I doodle a picture of Jensen Heliodor with a little text box, like a speech bubble that says "ship now," and just hold it up as she approaches.
Jens, you had gotten across to the platforms and didn't seem to have any trouble getting across. It seemed to be pretty stable. And as you put your feet on the platform, you feel the corally material, whatever, sort of slide under the water again, and the boat moves upwards as the water sands collects under it. Heliodor is there on it, but you're now on the platform by itself, and now there's just water sand between you and the boat, and the boat's much further than it was before.
Okay. Well, that is clearly this thing's moving, and it's moving fast. I don't know. It's like, do I get a sense of relative velocity? Is the whole platform moving relative to the rest of the water sands, like the environment, or is it stable and just sort of moving up and down, and it's just the ship that's being moved?
The ship seems to be the only thing sort of moving with the water sands directly.
Okay.
Everything else feels the tides of the water sands, but it seems to not react very heavily to it. As a matter of fact, you see, like when you watch a post in a dock, and you'll see the motion of the water is pushing ripples past it. It's more like that than as if it was moving with it. It feels like you're moving against the tide, so you probably are not floating as much as you're
Drifting.
along against its, with your own weight.
Does the ship appear to be damaged in any way, or is it just moving around?
No, it seems to be floating. I mean, there's a rope between it and between the ship and it. It's still held. It's just it's strung out now, and Heliodor is now on the dock. On the
I
deck.
tell you what, Heliodor, I mean, we got to get to the bottom of this, but it doesn't look like whatever pushed the ship up, those coral spikes or the platforms, they don't appear to have done the ship harm. Like, I'm just saying, this thing doesn't appear to be malicious.
Maybe, but I find it weird that the people who sorry, let me take that from the top again. Maybe, but I find it weird that the people who live here didn't tell us we were on top of a gigantic living organism.
Yeah, it does seem like they probably should have mentioned that at some point. I mean, I was just getting too into the dance. Maybe I missed it. I tend to miss things.
What dance?
I'm pretty sure. What do you mean, what dance? The dance everybody was doing. Everyone was doing a dance.
I thought you guys were just breaking bread with the Hisk.
They break bread with dancing. Oh, come on, you gotta have a little bit of fun. You can't be housebound forever.
Z must be enjoying that.
Oh yeah, I feel like she was showing them this dance called the Rock Tumbler.
Wait,
It
she's
was going
actually
over
dancing.
really well. Yeah. Yeah, surprisingly. I know. Straight-laced as she is. Malcolm freaking hated it, though. I think I could see his hair standing on end.
Are you sure our hosts don't have light singer powers themselves and are using them?
I don't think so. Above table, they ain't got no freaking magic powers that I
Oh,
can
I
tell
know.
you.
This is just Heliodor being skeptical.
Yeah,
You probably did see Zai smoke something.
yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. No, you're right. It was kind of out of character for her, but I think she may be on some things, some substance.
On some things.
I think you were
Yeah.
being sketched when that was going on.
Oh yeah.
Maybe. I don't remember the
Vay was
timing of
draw-
everything.
Vay was drawing my beautiful body, so I don't know. I was just kind of caught up in that and the dance, you know. But yeah, okay. So rewind that. It's like, yeah, Zai's just loosened up. You know, maybe all this time around me has taught her how to relax. I am a good influence,
you're not.
Heliodor. Canonically, I am a good influence.
And influence, yes.
I'm an influence. I'm an influencer. I have influence. Now let's see if I can influence some of these weird-looking Hisk people to tell us what the heck is going on.
So you're heading back up, Jens?
I'm heading back up. I don't want to be on no, Carl platform.
You head up. Heliodor, when he disappears into the platforms again, and the world goes very quiet again, and it seems pretty calm. You feel the boat itself sort of drifting with the tide running past it, and then you see a piece of coral kind of rise up next to the boat on one side. And again, you feel the boat get landed, and it slowly gets pulled in towards the canal again. And it actually bumps into some platform material and kind of jostles it a little bit. Can I get a speed check from you? Speed defense. As you're jostled into parts of the...
Natural 20.
Woo!
You hold on when it jostles.
There we go. There
So
we go.
You get a benefit from that. You get an effect.
major-
A
Major
effect. So
effect.
what major effect would you like it to have?
Could I have Heliodor take out his cutlass, stick it into the floor of the deck, and I can just brace myself in a kneeling position so I don't have to make speed checks anymore for the time being?
Absolutely. You slide in between some of the wood, hopefully
good.
not damaging the rest of the boat, but don't worry,
Between
you'll be required to retar that later, but that's for another day, another moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, you slide the cutlass in, and you have a handhold now that gives you some security. Can I go on? What are you going to say?
Heliodor is just trying to focus on his breathing.
And as you're doing that, you're focusing on your breathing, you're taking in each breath, you're counting or whatever you're doing. You notice very slight movement in the ridge that is sticking up next to the boat. And you notice that the movement seems to start synchronizing with your breathing. It takes a minute or two.
Heliodor closes his eyes and just leans against the pommel of his sword, and he goes, I really hope they get here soon.
Well, one thing that happens when you do that and you start breathing is you start hearing things very clearly. You hear the drop of water from anywhere where it had splashed up and it's slowly dripping. Oh, sorry. I just batted my cat in the head by accident with my foot. Gently, not. It was by accident. And you start feeling the motion more as you gain not only just a balance, but an equilibrium to your position in this space. And you feel the motion of the boat even a little before it moves. Like, you're starting to feel the movement, whatever this is, almost just a moment before it happens. I'll come back to you in a moment. Jens, you get to the top, you see Malcolm up there and Vay and Zai. Zai has stopped dancing weirdly.
I actually think Zai is dancing in place in front of everyone because Zai is currently like that one friend who accidentally took Molly at the party.
I thought,
Dragging them along.
I thought we were urgently needed on the ship.
Are we? I was just dancing.
Zai, Mel,
Yeah.
hold on.
We really got to work on your cardio, Jens.
Well, he did fall and hurt himself.
Yeah,
Again? How many
First
times
things
is
first.
that?
First things first. I need some healing. I bruised my coccyx.
I'm using
talk about that
healing
later.
touch.
Okay. How many do I heal?
6. The highest
6.
possible roll.
Oh yes. So that's I'm full up. It's like, oh, my
I
coccyx
just walk
feels
over,
great.
put my hand on him, glow for a second. He's like, "Oh man."
Do I want to know what the coccyx is?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
No, you
I'm
do
limber
not.
now.
It sounds very
Hey.
dirty.
Y'all thought you saw some dancing before. Wait till I. No. Okay. Focus.
Jens.
Kid, focus. All right. We're needed back on the ship. It's just Zai when she's doing that. I just feel like I'm pulled into the dance. All right. I'm focusing now. All right. So, long story short, there's a giant thing that this entire platform's apparently built on, and it started moving our ship around.
Yeah, Ukatori.
You knew of this?
Uka, what now?
Ukatori, the thing they keep
Ukatori.
mentioning.
It's a
That's what that is?
it's a Leviathan.
I had okay.
It's like you're starting
Shaking
to
off the
crash.
drunkenness.
No, Zai's
Crystal
crashing
state.
out now.
No, it's like that moment where your drunk friend tries to explain something in a manner that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
okay, so
Uh-huh.
we were talking, and they kept being like, Ukatori this, and Ukatori that, and Ukatori takes us places, and Ukatori guides us, and Ukatori. And then they were like, hey, you want to smoke this with us? And I smoked it with them, right? And so, like, we smoked, and we had, like, shared crisscross vision things, and in my vision I saw the island we're supposed to be going to, which is really cool because that's what they were trying to show me. And then I also saw Ukatori under us, and also these things happen, and you see like all kinds of like scratches and stuff under them from Ukatori. I don't know what that means. Probably gonna have to deal with that at some point. Ta-da!
Above table real quick, ZealZaddy. Healing touch is a difficulty 2 task. I rolled an 18. I just wanted that to be clear to you because
okay.
I got
Thank
cut
you.
off before I could say that.
Yeah.
So anyway, continue.
Ta-da was the end of that.
Yeah.
Ta-da.
So you all knew
Jen-
this and I was just sitting around. Is that
Did you not hear them explaining Ukatori takes us? Ukatori takes care of
I
us?
kind of zone out when I hear people talking.
Well,
Yeah. See?
that sounds like a you issue, Vay. We've talked about this.
We have, and I don't get better.
No.
Yeah, you kind of zone out when we have these conversations.
Honestly, not to be prejudiced, but I think it's kind of a Kelf thing because I feel like I do that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How both drunk and high have I known more information from listening than both of our Blight people currently
Don't
here.
pay attention. Just zone out.
Jens is having an uncomfortable realization that how Zai is acting right now is how people perceive Jens, and he just feels like
Yep.
he feels dunked on in a very specific way. It's like, all right. So, long story short, I guess. Oh, Heliodor's here too. I think.
He's on the ship.
No, he's down at the ship.
He's down the ship. Oh, you went back on the ship.
He
Okay,
never
so
crossed-
He didn't
Heliodor
follow
was-
you. Yeah.
Okay, Heliodor was freaking the heck out, and he didn't
Been
know what was
freaking out
going
this whole
on.
trip.
Yeah, but I mean more than usual. Also, they're being haunted by a ghost.
Is the vision thingies they've been having?
Yeah, that thing.
The thing where they smacked me in the face with the tail?
Maybe I should pay more
Yeah, it was a
attention to what goes on.
Listen, Vay, you can try to pay attention. I try to pay attention, but it all just seems like gibberish to me. I'm just trying to play keep up. Listen, Mal, we gotta figure out what this Ukajuka wants.
Wants food. And
Wants food.
people, and to be cared for in return for moving the people.
Wait, does it eat people?
It eats large quantities of something
Yeah.
which they haven't been able to provide it with.
Ooh.
Did they? What? Large quantities of what?
I
We're
think-
not food, right?
Are we
I'm-
food?
Well, you're probably not. No offense.
I can't imagine that for something the size of Ukatori that we would specifically be food. Like
Yeah.
if they're feeding Ukatori with their own population, there's like a week's worth of food here. They've been here for generations.
Yeah, but they could be feeding it anyone who comes to them.
Yeah, but no, I think Malcolm's right. Just looking at the differentials in the size ratios of this thing is big. We would be a tiny, tiny snack.
I
But
mean, I'd be probably like a toothpick, but yeah.
yeah,
A digestive.
but we can get back and check on our ship because if anything happens to it, we are trapped here.
Yeah, I don't want to be riding a Leviathan for the rest of my life. I mean, I love dancing, don't get me wrong. I love the rhythm and the movement, but you know, I need to be free. We all
So
need to be
Zai
free.
has no filter and no think through-ness right now, I think, with being high and drunk. So as soon as Malcolm's like, and we need to get back to the ship to make sure it's okay, I think she uses her Fleetfoot and new Gatherer's Mobility, where I gain an asset to all types of movement tasks. To just like God
Just
towards
runs
the ship.
past everybody.
Wow, she can move.
She can.
I want whatever she was smoking. That sounds great. After we figure this out, don't worry, I'm being responsible. After we figure this out, I'm gonna get some of that.
Great.
All right. Is that a good spot for us to take a break? We're almost
been
at an hour
90
and a half.
minutes.
When they answer one question,
Hmm.
do you leave the maps?
They haven't. They are making a copy for me.
left
I
the
would
map.
not.
I was supposed to make the copy, wasn't I?
No, they're making it. They're making a fabric, an actual 3D
Oh, okay.
light version, right?
Fabric.
So that we know where they are. They did not.
Right, that would be in addition to what this map set. That would be
Hmm.
so that you could direct people to them in the future.
So
Yeah.
the trade was for this map set.
Yes.
Then I took them.
Okay.
Or you go back and grab them because we're not that far.
Because we haven't gone anywhere.
We walked outside. We were getting
So you start
Zai
to
out.
go and you're like, oh wait. You go to grab them.
Hmm. Got to get some maps. Yeah.
We'll take a break real quick. We'll be right back.
Okay. Be back in 5.
All right.
Awesome.
Thank you. We are back. Heliodor, you are sitting on the deck of the ship,
Kneeling.
meditating, right, holding on to the sword, and have you ever seen a film shot where they do a focus both to increase distance and widen the scene simultaneously?
The vertigo shot. Yeah.
Yeah, like that kind of shot. You're feeling motion on this ship that's unusual. There's bioluminescence sort of wrapping the edges of the ridges of this coral-like thing that is rising up around the edges of the ship. And you feel the ship sort of bump the front of it and then starts to separate the ship away from the city, from the Stilt City, kind of like what had happened before. Except this feels a little bit more
Purposeful?
Yes, a Dalism, more purposeful. And it separates it, and the bioluminescence sort of runs the ridges of this thing, and it becomes very hypnotic. Have you ever seen a cuttlefish, the way that the light rolls over them, and it just is mesmerizing to watch?
No, I haven't actually.
Okay, well, the light moves in a way, and it's not just light. The shadows of it move in a way that feel it moves much faster than you would think, and it becomes very potent at kind of maintaining your focus on it. And then you find yourself sort of sitting out under the stars on a little ridge of whatever this is, and you feel the ship has now moved far enough out that the rope is at its longest distance, and the city is sort of become stable. You're the instability. The sky is beautiful above you now. You don't see platforms or stilts or anything like that. The sound of the party and whatever's going on in the city has become a little more distant. Even the lantern sort of swaying has gotten to the point where it no longer feels like it's moving anymore. It's just a stable lantern of orange blippers, sort of maintaining color and light. And you're sitting in a quiet space now, just you and the boat in among these ridges that sort of run along the two sides of the ship. Like it's holding the ship up, but it's not up high enough in the center to make it lean on its keel anymore. But the front of it is kind of risen up to give it something to push you away from the city against, it seems.
Heliodor has burst out into a stream of don't want this, get a grip, don't want this, get a grip, don't want this, get a grip, don't want this, get a grip. And he is he has the grip of death on his sword as he is like just kneeling on the deck of the ship. Because he's just trying desperately to regain control of whatever the hell this is.
Okay. How are you getting a grip? What are you going to do to make it different?
Nothing yet. I think he's kind of just stuck in this limbo for the moment.
Okay. So you are sitting there and the ridges sort of roll down a little bit, kind of lowering to the water line. And you can see it sort of, the boat now is sort of floating between these two sets of ridges running on both sides. And they've lowered, the ridges are a lot lower now. They're just a little above the water line. And you can feel the boat kind of bump on one side and then it'll kind of roll and bump on the other side. But out at the front, you can see the rope is taut all the way to the Stilt City. and the motion inside it starts rolling faster and faster. And you start to remember back to a time that you hadn't thought of in quite a while. As you're sitting there, you remember like faces of people you've known kind of come and go in your thoughts. There's almost like waking dreams pass in front of you. You feel a hunger for the first time, like you weren't hungry before, you had eaten, but you actually feel hunger. And the colors that were radiating sort of fade away into Icea. And you recognize the place you're in. More importantly, you recognize the person you're with. Sardonyx is sitting next to you, the glassmaker. And you hear a voice. You could be like her. And she disappears into a puff of smoke. And you go back and you remember even earlier days, your parents and you growing up when you were very young. And you see them moving you about, trying to get you from wherever you were. Oh, and then you realize you're being brought to Icea from where you were before.
That doesn't make sense.
Why doesn't it make sense?
Because Heliodor doesn't know how he got to Icea.
Okay.
His powers woke up one day. They were too much for him because he was, a kid. He started running, and then somehow he ended up in Icea, and he still doesn't remember the how.
Right.
So his parents bringing him to Icea does not ring a bell.
You are sitting there being brought to this place, to Icea, and then your parents disappear into a puff of smoke, and you see yourself sitting alone again. And you see glass being made, and Sardonyx is in front of you. Hand me the pincers, please. I need to get this finished up. Hand me the pincers. Hello? Hello?
A shaking hand slowly grabs the tool and hands it to her.
And she starts pinching the glass off. I'm going to turn it. You need to make sure that... Are you going to be able to catch it with the other pincher? You need the bigger one for this. It's got a large center. And she's spinning
No,
it.
I can't grab it. I can't seem to grip right lately.
And she gets the pinchers and pinches it off and snips the end off, and she rolls the glass off and she cools it quickly. Not quickly, she can't roll it too quickly, but she allows it to cool. So what are you here for? Why are you here? I mean, I like you. I think you're interesting, but it's kind of odd, right?
What do you mean? You brought me here. You gave me a home.
I know, but I'm wondering why I had to. Where was everyone else before?
Back there at the green place. I don't think Heliodor knows what the place he actually lived at was called beforehand.
Orphaned, huh? Yeah, that makes sense.
No,
No? What do you think happened then?
I don't know. The head thing started acting up. Mommy and Daddy were always yelling at each other about something. My siblings were upset with me. The neighbors would get mad even though whenever I talked about out the baker's wife and the blacksmith's his wife meeting in the barn late at night and so on and so forth. I know things I shouldn't for some reason.
You know, one thing that's always struck me is I never felt like you believed in much. Do you need something to believe in? I could help you with that. Like belief is a powerful thing, you know. It can give you purpose, and that sense of purpose can really push you on to great things. You could be someone great, you know.
How can I do that when I can't even control my own shaking of my own hands? When I can't stop myself hearing and seeing things I'm not supposed to?
What makes you think you're not supposed to? Maybe you're resisting things you should be accepting.
It only makes people upset for me to know things that I shouldn't.
Why do you care if people are upset that you've become more knowledgeable? Isn't knowledge one of the greatest gifts that you can get? Here, I want to show you something. And she takes your hand. Come with me. I want to show you something really important. Because I want you to understand how powerful belief is. And she takes your hand. Come on.
He'll take
tries to kind of
her
lift you
hand
up.
and he'll follow along.
Okay, I want you to feel the stone here. Do you know how old this stone is? And she points to a wall stone. Looks like maybe a keystone to the building that she works in, the glass works. Feel that. I want you to feel history.
Okay.
And when you touch it, the world falls away. She disappears. And you see yourself standing in the middle of the water sands, almost swallowed by the weight of the water sands that have almost risen above you. And there's something here, not cruel, just vast, that you know is surveying you. You see in the distance suddenly stilts kind of rising out of your memory, nets, offerings, the motion of people, the breath of a city at work, and the colors shift unnaturally, almost like there are green tinted waves and violet shadows under stilts and orange flashes of bioluminescence, and then voices overlap. You hear prayers, and you hear or you feel hunger, and you take in the whispers of a city all at once. Can I get an intellect defense roll from you, please? It's a level 4. So you need to roll above a 12.
I'm going to burn 1 point of XP to reroll.
Okay.
That would be an 8.
Okay. So you lose 2 points of intellect, and you feel disoriented. I mean, even if you weren't disoriented before, you definitely are disoriented now. I'm going to cut away from you for a minute to the rest of the group. The rest of you see the ship is sort of floated to the length of the rope, of the anchoring rope. Like it's uncurled but stayed mounted, but it's now taut. And you see Heliodor is leaning on some of the coral that is sort of holding the ship in place at a distance, and his hand is touching it while his other hand is holding on to, it looks like something jammed into the deck, I mean. But he's too far for you to see a whole lot more than that. It's just sort of, it's a little more than a silhouette, but not close enough that you can see a lot of detail. But there is all this movement of light and shadow running across these ridges around Heliodor. It's kind of mesmerizing, even from the distance you're at. And because of the motion there, Heliodor really does only occasionally give you color, but mostly just gives you silhouette, then a little bit of color, silhouette, a little color, as it flashes things past him. And you hear from above you, the party has stopped. And singing has begun, more like religious singing.
Huh.
And you're on the lowest platform at this point, where you would be at getting to the boat, and the boat is just all the way out there.
Now, question: when you said the rope is taut, is it taut horizontally or like at an angle going down to the boat? Because we had to climb up a rope to get to the platform.
You're down on the lowest platform. The rope itself is tied off on the lowest platform and stretches straight across to the boat.
Okay, if it's straight across and it's taut, I'm running that like a tightrope. And I'm trained in climbing, balancing, jumping. I also have gatherer's mobility, so I have an asset to all types of movement tasks, including climbing, swimming, jumping, and balancing. And I'm gonna also use fleet of foot to just like get across that as fast as possible. I was told get back to the ship, Heliodor, something's wrong.
Heliodor, you hear people singing, and you realize they're singing to you. They're not singing. They're chanting. This is a prayer.
Okay, now this isn't being Crest the person talking. What sort of religion exists in Harrow nowadays?
Nothing.
The flow, kind of.
Yeah, the flow is the
yeah, a little
closest
bit.
thing. There's
not
not a
Big
religious
though, yeah.
that you've ever heard of. So people don't talk about religion like a thing. But that doesn't mean there aren't hidden enclaves where it has happened.
Right.
Yeah, that is unusual.
Okay. Heliodor kind of just scrunches his eyes shut and he says, "Don't want this, just shut up, make it stop, make it stop, make it stop. Gonna break the glass. No, no, can't fail, don't stop, make it stop, make it stop." And he's kind of just muttering that to himself. And if that carries over to the real world, then that would be what Zai would hear when she makes it back to the ship.
And you see ships being drawn to you. And you realize you are just bigger than anything else in the world. Ships are coming to you. They're bringing you food. They're throwing fish, just nets full of fish into the water for you to feast on. They're pulling in more boats. They're even feeding themselves to you if they're still hungry by the time that you've eaten. It's like all these children are feeding you like you're more important than they could ever possibly be. And that's because you are more important than they could ever possibly be. You feel a temptation because you know this is you. This is your future. You can be this. You just have to allow it to happen. Can I get an int defense roll, please?
Imagine
13?
this is
A 13 does it. You resist what was happening and you feel yourself and you realize suddenly that you're not where you were and that you're being spoken to through your mind, not through your ears. Or at least you're being spoken to through visions, not through language so much. Although you do remember a few words that were spoken. And your hand pulls away and you see yourself standing on the ship. You see Zeiss out halfway across a rope, and then the ridges of this thing sink into the water, and the boat itself lunges forward as the tautness is loosened and you are pulled forward, and the ship. Can I get a speed defense roll from you? You are hindered by one because you did not know it was coming, but you have an asset of the sword. Actually, they counter each other.
I was like, I have an asset from Gatherer's Mobility, and I am trained in
Zai,
balancing.
Yeah, Zai, you need to make one too. I was talking to Heliodor initially. But
16.
1.
Heliodor is thrown from the boat. He ends up not even being able to keep his sword since it was buried into the wood of the thing. But
Question.
go into the water.
Given the time of day and everything else, would I have my floater on or no?
It was night, so would you have had your floater on at night?
I mean, they are on. He is on a ship, but
you were sitting at a dock too.
Maybe, but that still doesn't stop shenanigans from happening. Like what happened with Jens.
Yeah.
It could be either or.
You're pretty paranoid. I think you're pretty paranoid. I think you would have had him on.
I think Heliodor would never take him off.
Yeah,
unless we were on actual dry land.
He's seen Jens fall into the water's heads 2 or 3 times.
He's learned from Jens' experience.
Everyone needs listen, I'm a cautionary tale if I'm anything.
Okay, then Heliodor has his floater on.
So you fall into the water, but your feet touch the corally kind of ground, and you know it's not ground. You can feel it's something living. It has motion. It's hard, but it's also more like touching a large animal than touching rock. A thick-hided animal. But your feet touch again, and when you do, hold on, you get the feeling that what's happening is not an evil thing. Like, this thing is not evil. It's just ancient and intelligent. But above all of that, she's hungry. And you get the feeling that she can't wait much longer to feed on something more than what she's had. Your feet drag along the bottom, and Zai, you made your roll, and you didn't get snapped into the water. Even if you did, you just land on the water sand and run across it. But you're able to move. What are the other 3 doing that are back on the platform? The ship is now starting to lurch forward towards the platform, but it'll take a few rounds to get there at least.
I have the same set of movement skills that Z does, plus my tail, which is an asset to balance. But I will wait until they are off of the rope and onto the ship before crossing, or I was going to say letting anyone else cross, but I don't think that Vay or Jens are going to take this path to the ship. And I will...
So you're holding an action while you're preparing for...
Yeah, I mean,
them to get
exactly.
All right, Jens, Vay.
All right, I guess I'm going to scramble on over there. After you. Oh, okay. You want to see me fall, huh? All right.
Well, someone has to save you.
You know what?
You're gonna
I
swim.
think that no, I'm not gonna swim. I might actually use my. I don't know if you'll allow this, but I might actually use my Blight Rider.
Rides
that
the
possible?
blight ability. Yeah.
All right. It's like
Can you
I
read?
just feel
Can you
I-
read the ability? I want to make sure that.
It's in the
Yeah.
Discord. I sent it in the Discord.
Thank you.
4
That
intellect
helps.
points. I can move a long distance from one location to another almost instantaneously, carried
Oh,
by a
yeah.
bolt of blight.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
that would work. Yeah, no reason that wouldn't work.
Okay. I don't know what happened, babe, but I feel like something in that dancing changed me. I feel different now. I feel
Oh,
like I can
great.
do anything. So I'm gonna try something I ain't never tried before. So I run, I jump basically into the water sands, or it looks like I'm gonna land into the water sands, and then just my body shifts. It looks like it which one is something coming far towards you? Is it red shifting or blue shifting is coming towards you, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So like blue shifts, goes into the blue spectrum of light, then goes into ultraviolet, and then like and just materializes onto the ship where everyone else is.
Cute.
Well, that's new.
You can't do that?
No.
Unfortunate.
Isn't wait, I thought Malcolm left already.
Malcolm
No, he's waiting at
is
the-
on dockside until Z makes it across the rope.
Okay. In fight or flight mode, I think I'm gonna awaken dreams again, and I start randomly sending out colored words into the air that says something along the lines of "Get a grip, make it stop, gonna break the glass. Get a grip, no, I don't want this. Make it stop. Hear too much, see too much. No, no, no." And I just have those words spiraling into the air and vanishing and repeating over and over again.
Okay, and that's using your Dreamcraft. Your Dreamcraft.
Yes.
Okay, so it uses one intellect point to do that. Okay.
Yep.
And you're doing that, and you realize you're doing something that is having an effect on this Leviathan, as it is also sending visions back and forth to you. It has become reciprocal. That you're sending words and you're sending thoughts and visions into the air, and it is doing the same thing. It is showing ancient times when it was barely bigger than a giant armada ship, and where its history is
Bigger.
just barely bigger than one armada ship.
Barely.
And it was young, and there were thousands of little ones like it crawling up the sides of ships and devouring people, and it tore into the hull of ships, ripping them into pieces and sucking them into the sea. And then the little ones it had made. And you get a sense that this thing is so old now that it can no longer procreate, that it can't make those smaller ones of itself to help it feed and take down others. And it's created a symbiosis, but there's also, it doesn't feel so symbiotic at the moment. Malcolm, you see Heliodor and this thing throwing visions into the air around each other. And you feel the platform lurch. Not to the side, but down. Can I get a speed defense roll from you?
Should I also do this? I'm
They-
on the platform.
You are also on the platform. Can I
Okay,
get the
yeah.
same?
13. I am trained in speed defense.
Okay.
I wish I
It was
was.
just a 4, so you made it.
I got a 13.
You still made it too. So you catch something as you feel the platform lurch, and it doesn't just lurch. It lurches, and you feel it get sucked down into the water sand by a few feet in one moment. And then suddenly the chanting up top stops, and it becomes a different kind of a sound, a fearful cry as people, some people fall into the water sands nearby. Platforms and stilts get yanked from one side to another. And you feel like whatever's happening is not going to be good for very long. That wherever you're at, this is not going to be a long-lived
a place.
platform.
I turn to they. Can you do that? And I point at Jen's on the other side.
Oh, yes, of course.
Do it. And I cut the rope from this end, the rope that is attached to the ship, leaving it attached to the other ship. Throw it around tie it around my arm, and swing for Heliodor. That is, use the rope to swashbuckle through. And if I can, I would like to grab Heliodor and swing back up onto the ship.
All right, I'll give you your. Do you have acrobatics or?
I have acrobatics, and I have Rover's. An additional asset.
Mobility thing.
Rover's mobility, an additional asset when I try and do anything involving.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Give it a shot. So to do that, I think that it's not an easy thing. I think it would be probably a 4, or it's probably a 5.
Okay.
It's not high enough to really make an easy swing. You're gonna have to swing sort of around, and then hope you have enough speed to make that catch and grab. But I'll do it. So
5
and minus
2 levels,
2 assets, so a 9.
A 9. That's not bad.
10 or higher.
Yeah. 10 or higher is a 10. So
it was a very messy version. Why don't you describe the messiness of this? Catch and grab?
So I tear the rope from the dockside, wrap it around my arm, and leap. I am immediately yanked hard against much harder than I expected to be against my arm. I miss Heliodor. I mean, I'm trying to sort of swing down and grab him around the waist or under the arms, but he's lower than I anticipated. So I sort of managed to grab like the back of his neck and wrap my tail around his waist.
Like a mother cat.
And the extra weight causes the rope to really dig into my arm. And when we swing up, like the landing is not graceful. Heliodor and I basically both face plant onto the ship. But we are on the ship.
The entire time Heliodor has been speaking aloud. Can't help you. Ooh, can't feed you. Ooh, too hungry. Don't want this. Make it stop. Get a grip. Come on, you've trained better than this. Break the glass. Don't break the glass. You need to run the message. You need to succeed. You can't fail. Make it stop. Get a grip.
That's what you swing
Am I close to Heliodor right now?
Yeah, you're on the deck where Malcolm is swung to kind of pull him up and is hanging at the edge of the deck trying to pull him in.
Okay, I'm going to try Calm Stranger. I'm going to grab onto him, and I'm going to, even though Heliodor is not a stranger, he is very strange. So I'm going to grab onto them, and then I'm just going to say, hey, you got this, buddy. Hey, listen, we're all rooting for you. All right, you got this. All right, you just need to breathe. Just breathe.
No, breathing doesn't help. Breathing doesn't help. It made it worse. I can't get a grip.
Don't worry, I'm here.
I should have control. I should have control.
Here,
Why don't I have control?
We're here. It's all right.
Jens, does that
It's
what does
2
that
intellect
cost?
points.
2 intellect points.
And
Okay.
it's 2 intellect points, and I can cause 1 intelligent creature to remain calm as I speak.
And as
All
long as he's focused on it, they
Yeah.
stay calm.
Right.
Yeah.
It's an ability, so there's no like saving
So-
throw or anything.
Right. So
No,
Heliodor, Jens's voice gives you an anchor that sort of cuts through the cacophony of vision and sound that you've been swallowed up by in this moment. And it starts to clear out, sort of unwrap what was happening around you as you're able to gain yourself and gain composure. Zai, what are you doing at this point?
I'm assuming I made it to the boat by this point. I think
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, because I wouldn't have cut the rope if you
Yeah.
were still.
Seeing all these things, I think Zaya's immediately started going into like get the ship ready to get the fuck out of here mode. And as soon as like, because Jens is taking care of like calming Heliodor, I think Zai shouts at Vay and is like, "Can you do the thing? Tell everyone to get on their ships, get on their boats, get the fuck off those platforms." And it's just like climbing and
Vay,
in the rigging.
Vay, you're sketching from the sinking platform.
I can get off when I want to. I'm taking
having
a moment to draw a
flashbacks.
very rough scene
The
because I think it's
musicians
cool.
on the Titanic all of a sudden.
Can I get a might defense roll from you, please, Vay?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Don't be bad. I did well. 19. Woo!
Oh, nice. You feel these sort of tiny suckery things start to kind of move up around your foot, and you're able to pull away just in time, but you're in now the water sand. And you can't really swim in the water sand for more than a few moments. It's too thick. It's like swimming in quicksand.
All right. Can I use, since it was a 19, can I use my minor effect to make the drawing pretty good?
Sure.
That's all I use it for.
That's what you want to use the minor effect for.
Hey, man, I will then immediately blight writer my way over by spending 4 intellect.
Okay. And you make the leap from where you were.
Just flash over, come out. Yeah, okay. All right. What am I doing?
Okay.
Use your blight to tell people to GTFO onto the boat. Still climbing in the rigging.
Malcolm,
Oh, everyone's here. I don't know what the rush is about.
Them.
Oh!
Okay.
the boat is rocking and rolling at this point. The water sands are just crazy rough, and they're not rough in a way that you can plan on because of the motion of tides or anything. It's rough from just many directions.
By this point, Heliodor has dreamcrafted the words into a vision of the rainbow water sands that he saw earlier,
Okay.
like arrayed around his feet, like a living illusion. And
Okay.
to Jens, I say, "I don't get it. I've trained myself better than this. I no restraints. I have self-control. Why can't I grip?"
Hey, it's okay. All right. We all feel a little loose sometimes. Maybe you don't have to grip. Maybe you can just flow. Be like the water sands, my friend. You are part of everything, and everything is part of you. You don't need to hold on to anything, because there is nothing to hold on to, but also everything to hold on to. You are holding on everywhere and every when.
The last time I believe that, I overheard everything in our village, and I got at least 20 different people mad at me.
Nobody's mad at you right now. Now I know I know that you think people are gonna be mad at you. Nobody's mad at you. I'm not mad at you. This ain't your village. You're a grown-ass Kisk, and you got this. Because you know what? You're a part of our crew. And as the assistant captain, I gotta say, I got so much faith in you, buddy.
Can I get a speed defense roll from everybody? It's level 3, so you need above a 9.
All right.
Natural 1.
Oh god.
Natural 2.
Okay. The two of you are thrown outwards into the ocean in this.
I
In
have my
this-
floater.
You,
You
do
got
have the floater. That's true. You do. That's funny. Actually, you have the floaters. That's perfect.
I'm willing to let a gent hold on to me.
Can I grab Jen's with my 18?
If it was a 19, yes.
I have an alternative solution. So I got a 10. Can I use an ability as Jens flies past me off the ship? Or no, because it's
You
not.
had a what?
It was bad. It was an alright roll. I was gonna use stasis, which is short range, but I can lock something in temporal space as long as I'm focusing on it, so it doesn't go flying off the ship. But I only got a 10 on the speed, so
Yeah. I would say you're busy trying to not get thrown off
Fair.
the ship
Fair.
at that moment.
that I agree. Yeah.
Malcolm?
Oh, I'm fine, but I didn't. I mean, I was standing with Heliodor and Jens, but I didn't roll well enough to. I mean,
To make much
I
difference.
grabbed for them, but
Yeah. Heliodor, it gets thrown off, lands in. Jens gets thrown off, lands in. Jens does not have floaters on, but Heliodor is now floating in this, huge, waves that are being thrown about in this torrent. And you hear the sounds in the distance of a city beginning to collapse. Reeds breaking, platforms crushing, and screams and cries of those in the distance. But the more important ones at the moment are right in front of you. And Heliodor and Jens literally hits the water and disappears in the water.
Well, if Jens was like holding on to me on the deck of the ship, like I said, I would be willing to let him continue holding on to me as we fell over.
Actually, you know what, Heliodor? You went in the water, but you rolled a 1. I think one of your floaters was thrown off. So you only have one floater.
Can I, having seen this, grab a rope and just swing off of whatever rigging part I am to try and
Yeah, you can do that. You can run
Try
on the
and
water
get them.
sand. You can see Heliodor. Jens went under quick.
I still have the rope that I swung up
Yep.
in,
Yeah.
embedded in my arm. If I will see what Z is doing, and Z, get Jens.
And I think I'm just muttering, "Fucking damn it again!" and tying
Yeah,
on my waist.
Again. Just do it. And I will dive off the side and grab Heliodor.
All right.
Again.
Yeah. I mean,
Sorry,
you know right
buddy.
where he is. I don't think you need
Yeah,
to make
I
a
can
roll to
see
get
him.
there. It's just right there.
Yeah.
It's just about getting him back to the boat, which you can do.
Yeah.
I don't think it requires any rolls. It just requires time and the ship being tossed about while you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So actually the biggest risk is to the ship, not to you two. And Jens, actually Z, make me a perception check when you go into the water sands to get Jens.
I am trained in searching.
Oh, nice. You definitely get that.
Rover for the win.
Yeah.
Get it.
You
Get
know
it.
the way-
15.
Yeah, we're
reckon?
good at grabbing
good.
crap out of the water.
Hey.
But I mean,
Present
other
us,
people
Mark.
too.
Stuff. We're good at grabbing stuff out of the water.
What was that, Malcolm?
Stop making me dive in this shit! 15.
Yeah, you get him almost immediately. You land right where he was, and you can
Just hand
feel
flowing
around.
through the water
You can't
sand.
really see it, but you knew where he went in, and you were able to grab him.
I think I grabbed him like by the back of his shirt and
By
like
the scruff.
grab
Mhm.
the rope with one arm and pull just enough to get us above the water sands and then like put him on the rope, like, take the rope, you child. Take it,
Yeah.
take the rope.
Okay, all right.
As Malcolm dragged me back onto the ship, tears are streaming down Heliodor's face, and I look up at Malcolm and I say, "Captain, is it really okay just to let go sometimes? To
Yeah.
not grip?"
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes letting go is the best thing in the world. It's all right. We got you.
And you
That's
go
what we're here for.
pull pull the others up.
Yeah.
You get pulled up, Jens, with Zai, and the ship is still in a tumult, but you're sliding slowly away from the most destructive. The boat is actually kind of just turning and shifting as you move.
It's also partially ready for us to get the fuck out of here.
Thanks.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Heliodor takes in a deep breath that goes against the whole synchronizing thing he's been doing this entire time. And in his head, he sees that ocean and he just lets himself drop. And as I hit the water, I also push away, activating my my tier 2 ability, Dream Thief. I steal a previous dream from a living creature within short range. I'm gonna skip the stuff because this is more for roleplay and cinematic stuff. But basically, I take its memory of being so strong and so firm that nothing can shake you, and I use that to push back and put a bubble around myself.
So
Okay.
you've pushed away from me and dove back into the water, Heliodor?
No, that was just in the vision.
Oh, in the vision. Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Though in the real world, I like to think that Heliodor has put up like a bubble of light around himself and everyone nearby, and Heliodor finally says, "Enough."
And as you're sitting there, the boat itself finds a calm spot for a moment. And in the distance, you see the stilt city, collapse into 5 arms that come up and then and pull it under. And in a moment, an entire city, a village of however many people it is, disappears. And there's not even flotsam and jetsam that rolls out. It is suddenly calm. And the silence it's deafening, the silence. And Heliodor has made everyone feel nearby stronger and more capable, almost like they have the power of Ukatori in them.
I think Zai just starts shouting orders that they're used to hearing about, like, getting the ship together. And it's just like, it ate an entire fucking village. Let's get the fuck
Let's
out
get
of
the
here.
hell out of here.
Heliodor has not been sleeping well the past few days. Can Heliodor pass out now?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah, that's.
So we're down a man. Plan for that.
Can I
I
get
kind of
him?
play with that with Jed already.
Can I get him under deck so he doesn't go?
I
flying?
know
you
how
can.
to sail now.
Yeah, he's gotten better.
You're a functional sailor.
That's
Yeah.
huge. That is huge to hear from you, Malcolm.
Yeah. Great. Good. Now let's do the things so we don't all die.
Let's do the things.
Yeah, I think Zai instantly goes into shouting orders and back in the rigging.
And doing something is better than doing nothing. So even if I disagree with what Zai is saying, let's just get it done and all move in the same direction.
Move away from the giant 5-armed thing that ate up
Yeah.
village.
Its own village.
Its own village.
No, imagine what it'd do to us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
You were almost part of that village for a moment.
Sailing.
And
All
you,
right, I am trained in sailing, so that's a 10.
Great.
all right, nice.
We're not going to give you anything too difficult to do anyway.
I wasn't.
I'll
gonna have you
hoist the
make
main
your
sail,
sailing
etc.,
rolls.
etc.
I was going to sort of assume that you could do your sailing rolls because you'll have time to make it work and be able to follow orders for a little while to just get the ship righted and moving correctly.
Do you want us to do rolls
No.
and just make sure there are no
No.
disasters? Okay.
Nothing is needed at the moment.
All right.
Because the Leviathan is, for the moment, sated enough and disappearing into the depths where it normally doesn't go.
Yeah. I understand that it is daylight and therefore hard to sort of follow the blippers. So I'm just gonna move us in that general direction, and we can
Yeah.
adjust after dark if we need to.
Well, you have a map now too that tells you some
Yeah.
things,
Yes. And
but you do need a
Zai
moon to know which map has the
to
proper
use.
times. So
Right.
you at least need to wait till night even for that to set it.
But I don't want to hang out here.
Yeah. Right.
And Zai, you said something about having a vision of the island where we are going.
Yeah, the elder guy had seen it before in his younger days during the Ukatori's movements.
Do you want to take the helm?
Yeah, sure, I can do that.
All right.
I don't know how useful a 40-year-old vision is, but more than we got to go off of right now.
Things do move around. And I will, step out of the wheelhouse and find just like a barrel or a stool or something and sit and take a 10-minute rest if I've got 10 minutes. Oh, I don't have to take a 10-minute rest anymore. I can take a one action rest, but
Oh, cool.
I don't have a 10-minute rest anymore, but yeah. And oh, well. And I rolled a 6, so that's 8 points, which still doesn't restore all of the points I have burned rescuing you idiots.
Sounds like someone needs healing touch.
If you feel like it, sure.
I mean, I'm busy taking Heliodor down.
Right.
I'll get to
yeah,
you
no,
later.
I mean, I'll be fine in an hour.
Oh, okay, all right.
But assuming I have an hour to rest up, I should be okay. But
I also will need that hour to rest up once we get out of the sauce.
Yeah. It takes, you probably feel comfortable to say you're out of the sauce in an hour or two of sailing in the opposite direction of this. And you see the city, or the point of the city has sort of faded away in the distance. And it doesn't even take long before there's no sound in the space around you other than the lapping of the water sands against the hull. The evening starts to come, and you've had your hour of time. So everybody can get that hour of healing.
Good.
All right, I'll roll to heal up.
And then there's only space, and this is farther east than any of you have ever been, by far. Even when there were opportunities to cut across and find treasures or things that have shown up suddenly, they've never been as far east as this that you've ever been. The ship rocks in a steady rhythm now after the violent lurches of earlier. And there's no storms. There's like a patient breathing of the world around you. The sail catches a thin current of wind, enough to move you forward, but not to push you fast. For you, Heliodor, Ukatori's presence lingers like a nightmare every now and then. You feel this attempt at control and like someone reaching in to try and understand you that can't understand you, but worse, wanted you to understand it, and it was alien.
In my head, I'm picturing that Heliodor is the one in the fish tank and Ukatori is the one outside it tapping on the glass.
Yes, perfect analogy. You be the...
So I'd like to think Heliodor has gone from unconscious to just asleep at this point, because, yeah.
Yeah. The water from the deck, as you all had time to kind of calm and set your sails right, get the rudder set right, have a moment to breathe. The water stretches in all directions as night falls. It's a dull steel blue sky broken by just the long, slow swells that rise like hills and then sink like valleys underneath the ship. Sometimes the ship climbs one, and the horizon vanishes entirely, replaced only by sky, and then it slides down again and the world reforms in front of you. Clouds, just wisps, drag across the sky in smears here and there. Light breaks through in pale shafts from the moon that drift across the water sands like little wandering spirits, and the map begins to make more sense. You see the moon, you see an understanding of that is much deeper than the understanding you've ever seen from navigation before, because this was a patient understanding of the moon, not one built for purpose, but built for nothing to do for thousands of years but watch the moon. And they've actually tracked the moon colors, and they are on a schedule, but they're so long that no one ever paid attention. And the distances seemed like they were purposeless, but there is purpose. They happen on times that were just much longer lived than the navigators of the West had ever paid attention to. Maybe given another few thousand years, they would have caught on, because they do track lunar things, but they'd never seen the pattern or put it on paper that you'd ever known. And you could see these weaves in this map are brilliant workmanship for something. And beyond that, they're not even paper. They're waterproof, because they're a reed that's waterproof. They have colors that show almost like arrows showing the safest and most dangerous places of tides and movements. You can see where eddies build and where they disappear. And if you change one map out over time with another, you see that they show where you can be trapped or where you can escape. And they show the rising and falling of shoals and sands and islands that barely rise above at some point the water sands. But there is to the east northeast a row of islands that you see seem to be only little dots on this map, but they show up all the time. But occasionally they're a little bigger as the sands rise higher, the beaches around them. And spending a little time with them, you realize that there's a lot of missing understanding in the West, that even if you didn't want to bring it, it would make you really interestingly powerful navigators of places that the people of the West never venture. It's too dangerous to go this far east generally. And if they do, it better be a huge gather. Something just a scavenger find of epic proportions. Then you're watching the sky, and there's no shoreline here. There's no landmarks. There's no certainty the world even has edges at this point. Out here, time becomes very strange, as you have days and nights, and the nights sometimes, even the stars, because of the bioluminescence in the water sands, seem to have no edge. The horizon looks almost like the stars go into the ocean, because the bioluminescence looks so similar to the stars above that you almost feel like you're floating in the middle of space.
Yeah. We're inside a huge hollow ball anyway. You can sail all the way up and around if you want to.
And
at least that's what I've been told.
Yep. some after a while you've been sailing for so long now that people start doing the mundane and it becomes an activity. Like someone will check a rope knot or a knot in a rope that doesn't need checking, or someone adjusts a sail just a fraction to see if they gain a little more or lose a little more. Hands find small work just to remind them that the body even exists. You've already patched over anything that needs tar. So the ship is getting over the sailing time some much needed maintenance.
We leave the mark in the deck where Heliodor drove his cutlass. And Heliodor, if you feel yourself...
I was actually about to say, Heliodor, when he finally wakes up for who knows how long, there is a visual transformation over Heliodor. During all the time you four have known him, he has been a block of stone, for lack of better words, and now he has turned into a deflated jellyfish on the beach.
Okay.
And he has taken care of his duties as a crew member as asked, and he's already taken care of the cutlass thing. That would have been one of the first things if he noticed it.
Oh, well. All right. Fair enough.
Did you want to say anything before he did it?
Yeah, I think I will. I mean, up to you whether or not you want to remove that mark, but I like my scars because they remind me of where I've been.
It's fine. It's a safety risk. We don't need sand water flooding in from the top, above, down. I got the captain. Don't worry about it.
Suit yourself. I'm not going to explain to him that there's no chance that this is going to sink our ship, but if it's important to him to patch it, then...
If there's enough water sands coming in from above that it's going to sink our ship, we're in other trouble.
We got other problems.
Or you might just be upside down.
Yeah, right. That's possible.
Still other troubles.
At some point, we have a couple of those crystal bottles of excellent True Home vintage that we were going to be trading, and maybe we've got one or two less of them to trade now.
Okay.
I do think also that first night, because Zai took over the first little bit of navigating.
Mm-hmm.
I think as it's clear we're not being chased by a Leviathan, and it's okay. I think Zai looks at their hands on the wheel and sees, because probably at that point whatever bleeding or whatever there was stopped. And as a reminder to the audience, Zai is a cracked opal skin, which means the majority of their skin is that like kind of slate rock, natural rock color, except for the places where that surface has been cracked from previous injuries. So she has like where she got in a bar fight and her face got absolutely clocked. There's like a spidering of like opal that shows through the crack, and there's like various other ones. So looking at her hands on the wheel, she sees just these like now shining opal like scratches from her vision with Ukatori. And I think like she just replays the village going under over and over again. And then once they shift out, because I'm assuming I'm not going to be on the wheel the whole time we're sailing, I think Zai immediately takes some of that clay mixture from True Home, and over the course of the rest of their sailing makes like a little model of like Ukatori and the stilt village on it, like pre-eating the village. like it would be like going over the floor, so it's very flat, and then it has all the like stilt villager platforms and stuff on it. So I think they're just replaying that like a whole scene over and trying their way to figure it out. Trauma.
Well, you have several weeks of time to work on that. You all heal up completely because there's time, and the seas are gentle and pleasant. it seems stormless, which is both kind but maybe a little worrisome because you do want some storms here and there.
Mhm.
And the ship starts feeling less like a vehicle and more like a living thing you're perched on. You're trusting it to keep breathing because you can feel, as sailors, you feel its movements as your movements. You start to understand when it rocks one way, what that means. You get the idea that a lurching forward or moving aft or starboard unexpectedly means something. And you start to kind of catch on to what those things mean. Suddenly, you feel like you've been doing this for a lot longer than you have. And as the sun slides lower every day, the sea changes color. Bright blue fades to green, green to purple, a bruised purple, but a purple. And then the purple to near black, and then night after night, this repeats. But the moon does change colors. And by following the map and making the adjustments, you know when you're on track to where you think you want to go. But then you've been also following the blippers, and you're getting low on blippers. You get to a point where maybe you could run out of blippers before you find this place. You're not exactly sure where it is. You just know you're in the right direction.
Can
But
I
the
point
maps
out?
do something too, though, so maybe you don't need them.
Can I point out we can follow the blippers a little longer now than we could before because tier 2, I have eyes adjusted so I can see extremely dim light as though it were bright light, and I can see total darkness as if it were extremely dim. So I'm assuming I can also see the light source just a little bit longer.
Sure. Yeah. And the night sky here is never black. It is just full of dots of light. And the sea is too because of the bioluminescence. It's easy to lose a point of light. But the ship moves faster than the blippers for the most part, or at least nearly as fast. So you can chase them as long as you can keep an eye on them for quite a while. You've learned how to kind of you wait for good winds and you use the winds as to your advantage to follow.
I also think between Zai and Malcolm, like we're not just following the blippers. Like between the two of us, we're probably following the blippers, but also marking the heading of the blippers on whatever map or tracking thing we're using.
Yeah. Yeah.
And one thing oh, go on.
Yeah, sorry. You took some sailing related skill, right?
Repairing.
You took repairing. Okay, I couldn't remember if you had taken navigation but right.
No.
And Jens, you took just sailing in general.
Yeah,
right?
basically.
Right.
So it
Mostly
means I'm not good at
plotting. You can't
like
you
that.
can't chart a course, right? But you can do rigging.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
So yeah, see, it's you and me plotting the courses.
By the way, I've been meaning to ask, what have Jens and Vey been like during all this time? Because we've heard how the other three are doing.
What's Jen's been like?
Quiet. No, I'm honestly I think Jens feels like a genuine sense of serenity and calm. Like despite this traumatic event that happened, like this new area that he's in is like obviously Jens loves new experiences, and the fact that the moons actually are making sense now, and the entire landscape is changing, and then all the old certainties are kind of drifting away on the water sands. It's actually very exciting to Jens, and he's exploring the new Blight Slinger powers that he's gradually getting more in tune with.
Hey, don't fuck up the ship with that.
It's all good. I'm just juggling balls of blight.
Just teleports from one side to the other back and forth.
I think we put Jens on the smaller ship that's roped to the ship for him to
You should
practice.
never put Jens on that ship. He always falls
But if you
off
ever
it.
need me, I just like jump onto the other ship.
You can just teleport
yeah,
there.
what's
now,
up?
yeah.
What do you need? I'm here. You don't need me? Okay, I'm gonna go.
Okay, and Vey?
Doing what he normally does, sitting on a barrel in shade, trying not to be seen, drawing in his book. That's what he normally does.
No reaction at all to everything
Nope.
that's happened.
I mean, he draws the things he sees. He's not. I mean, he just kind of watched the city fall and he's like, damn, I could have drawn that if I was better at it. Then he was like, all right, moving on. Next thing. He has no moral awareness.
As you're
Zero
sailing
awareness.
for this very long voyage, eventually, like, your memories start speaking to you. You know, you start seeing back and remembering people. Who are you remembering, and what are they saying to you, or what are you saying to them?
Who is this directed at?
This Heliodor?
Everyone.
Everyone. Whoa.
I'm not saying it's magical. I'm saying that given enough time, your own mind, with boredom or monotony of pace and function, will make your mind wander to your past and the things that maybe matter or to you most, or the people that matter to you most.
All right, I have an idea if you'll let me.
Yep.
This would probably occur to Heliodor in a dream, just like a regular dream, not something blight induced. He's in that workshop with Sardonyx, who was asking him about belief and faith in a powerful thing. And then he says to Sardonyx, I don't know if I really believe in the flow or what have you, or anything like that, but... And then he, because this is a dream, obviously, he makes a gesture as Malcolm, Z, and Jens, of all people, appears in front of him, but not Vey, because little reaction with Vey. And then he looks at these three, and then he looks at Sardonyx, and he says, I think having faith in those you can count on counts for something.
Nice.
Do we want to popcorn to somebody?
Yeah, you pick someone next. You pick the next one, Heliodor.
Let's see. Let's cut to Z at her model making.
Yeah, I think at some point while making the model of Ukatori and the village, like, it almost becomes very meditative, and they like almost like zone out doing it, because like some of it's gonna be really repetitive, like rolling all of the little stilts for the stilt village is gonna be very repetitive. So I think they think of two people. I think they think of Mona, which is their best friend from childhood, who's the older sister of Umbra, who we met. Because they've dipped out on Mona without saying goodbye twice. Once the first time they left True Home, and then the second time without like finding her out to go say like, I'm sorry I dipped out, just dipped out again. So probably like not feeling like the best friend right now. But also like realizing maybe that's a good thing, because I did almost get eaten by a Leviathan. So like it's not safe out here. And I think the second person she thinks of, like, for a moment it might have shifted to being her mom and her little brother, but I think instead it shifts over, strangely enough, to someone else from the Lacane Armada that they've met before at one of the trade dockings or something, prior to joining up with the shift. A Shaddai Crystal Site, who's also a Chrysalis. I think they met maybe like in a tavern or a bar, and they got to drinking and had some like really, like, kind of like really weird conversations you have with someone like you're meeting and drinking an obscene amount of alcohol with for the first time. And at some point it circled around to like Chrysalis in Harrow, and like, what are we? Because like we were made by the bad thing that happened to Harrow. And like she only remembers like bits and pieces of it because again, drank an obscene amount of alcohol. Um, like only remembers like one out of every five things or seven things said, and maybe not in the right order. But I think those two things keep coming up and then eventually loop in with like her mom being like, you know, you could be the ambassador, blah, 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 and then seeing the thing she was being an ambassador to go down. So being like, I can't though, that can't that and just like internal spiraling as she's trying to focus on this little art project.
So you were traumatized by an entire city being swallowed.
Yeah, I mean, it might be a little traumatizing to watch that happen, Scott. I don't know.
Yeah, sounds like it would. Who are you picking next?
I'm going to have Malcolm go next.
Malcolm talks. You mentioned a Shedai. Malcolm talks a little bit about not so much his childhood, but Malcolm didn't originally wasn't born into the Armada. He sort of earned his way into it, and he was I was a savant, as a prodigy, as a navigator. But the Armada is very, like, you got to earn your place a lot. And I was still the youngest person to ever complete navigation training, but I was still a kid and also a Hisk, although that didn't matter so much. As happens sometimes, someone showed up at the Armada seeking for help for their village. The Crystal Shoals, a Crichton, it's one of the Leviathans, had been spotted in the area, and they came to ask for the Armada's help, and it was some distance away. But I was part of the crew that went after it, and before we left, Shedai is the advisor to the Admiral. She's a waste witch. And she took me aside and said, "It's not your fault." I didn't know what the hell she was talking about. And on the ship, I wasn't the navigator, and the navigator wouldn't listen to me. And when we got to Crystal Shoal, it wasn't there anymore. We were able eventually to find the Crichton and take it out, but that was cold comfort. And I know that if I had just been able to convince that fucker that my route was faster, those people would still be alive. So it's not the first time I've lost a village to a Leviathan. It doesn't get any easier. So the people in my mind are the people of Crystal Shoals.
Who gets to follow that up?
All right.
Jens.
I think seeing the Leviathan take down an entire city and the destruction that ensued and the complete disruption of life makes Jens think about his marriage. And his mind casts back to growing up Carabundi. He was always an outsider. The Carabundi, they were tolerant, they were giving, they were peaceful. But even they found Jens somewhat annoying. And he was part of his mind goes back to the caravan of performers that he used to go around, tell stories with. And he always, I think, had a resentment for participating in the society of Carabundi. He always wanted to go and explore new things and see new people. And if he remembers when he was a younger man, a younger Kelf, and he thought, if I have to go and tend the glops one more time to make sure they're producing their eggs, I mean, I'm good with animals, but the tedium and the routine and the need to contribute all the time started wearing on him, and he found solace through stories. And then when it came time for him to settle down and produce his clutch of children and marry into a real respectable, nice Bundy family, Jens remembers the night of the night just before the wedding, and he'd like sort of shaken and being real antsy, and talking to some of his best friends, Ansem, who was supposed to be his best man, and saying with a smile on his face, he's like, you know what? I gotta go use the commode. There's a couple things I forgot. Ansem, can you hold down the fort while I just take care of business? And then leaving Ansem and his family and his betrothed and everyone else behind, and just straight up booking it out of there, hiding on a ship that was headed out, and never looking back. And he thinks of the destruction that may have caused in his community, and he thinks, well, it's not the same, but in a way I was the Leviathan wrecking my life. And since then he's kind of kept it light and airy.
And you have many meals together over the time. You can share stories, and the days begin to pass continually. And then one morning, up ahead, on your map it says the spires, and you see these points of rock rising almost straight up out of the sea, one after another, into the horizon. And outside of some of these rocks, there are crystal formations that have grown out, or maybe the stone has grown over, that look very similar to the one in the drawing and the one in the visions that you had, Zai. And there are little wraps of beaches around most of them at this point. You're at a low tide period, so the sand is risen up to meet them and created these little shoals that almost connect a lot of them. The crystals themselves, even from the distance, you can see that there is an inner glow to them, a blight, power, a pulse. And this is where we're going to break. All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. We will see you in 2 weeks for the next episode. And I do want everyone to be able to go around and say where they can be found. But before I do that, I do want to mention the Magnus Archives game that I'm going to be doing on Saturday. I don't want people to miss that. If you can catch it, it'll be at noon. Is that right? Noon? I think it's
noon. Yeah, noon Eastern.
My brain is foggy.
No. It's good.
So it'll be noon on Saturday. We're raising money for No Ice in Minnesota. It is the third game that I've run for this, and I'm looking forward to doing more in the future. There's only we can do what we can do. This is one thing I know that I can do, that I can help, bring some help to those that need it. outside of going and just doing protests, I can also do this. So I'm happy to do it. If you want to join, if you want to donate, there'll be a Tiltify link that you can donate for. I hope to see you then on Saturday. It's also nice to do an afternoon game. It's pretty rare that I do them, that I get them. The beauty is you get to bring in Europe and people from, I think it's still like a reasonable time frame all the way as far as, say, Greece or Armenia, like places like that. I think it's still early enough there that they can catch it. So it's always nice to get those. I've been thinking it would be nice to do an afternoon game, just have like all people from outside the U.S. and from across the ocean. It'd be really fun to do.
Oh yeah.
All right.
And
So
it's here on
on
Twitch
my own channel.
on your own channel. Okay.
Yeah, on ZealZaddy. All right. Why don't we start with you, Jens?
Oh, howdy there. I am Jens, the never quite married blight slinger Kelf who rides the blight. Played by Marlon Dance-Hooi. You can find me in the usual links that ZealZaddy, that Scott is going to drop. I am just doing various voiceover projects. If you're an indie animator, I want to work with you. Or if you've got money and you need a voice, I also want to work with you. I've just been putting my hand into various projects, including one called The Lost Fleet, which is out now on Graphic Audio. It is a military sci-fi space navy epic in 6 books, and it's up to about book 3. And it's a hoot and a holler. So if you like that kind of thing, then I suggest you check it out. That's it. I will.
All right.
Put it. Wait, am I handballing it to someone? Popcorning it to someone?
Sure.
I'm gonna go to Vey.
Oh, okay. I am
Surprise!
not prepared. Normally I'm last, so I didn't really think about it. All right. Well, I'm Jayke. I am a TTRPG writer as well as a professional game master. You can find my stuff on my link tree. This Friday, our completely free TTRPG engine Frontiers is coming out, so if you want to check that out, you can find that on the link tree under the HackMD information, which will be coming soon. If you want to learn new games yourself, you can find my Start Playing every Friday for probably this entire year, because I have nothing better to do on Fridays. I will be teaching new systems such as Call of Cthulhu, Cypher, Pathfinder, anything that you are interested in. So feel free to check those out or find anything else I do on the internet at your own leisure. I will popcorn to Kayla.
Ah! Sorry, I had to do a
Got
mock
him!
shock.
I got him!
Hi, I'm Kayla, justkay, DM depending on where and when I joined their web and where and when you found me on the web. I am less of a cryptid than I used to be. You can follow me on that link through everything for social media and check out all the cool stuff I do. Including fun free things under DM Dalliance. If you want to rage scream at your friends to heal them as a barbarian because they keep being dumb and getting hurt, or if you want to run your players through fun things like Harrow and Leviathans and things like that, check out Underground Oracle Publishing, who posted and published this delightful Harrow setting that we're getting traumatized in right now. And we have tons of stuff coming out supplemental wise for that, as well as diving into Daggerheart and Black Flag as well. So you'll start seeing those drop under Underground Oracle coming up here. I will also be on an actual play coming up soon under New Age Geeks with Jayke. Jayke will be on there too. We'll be so cute, but at different tables.
Keep going Russian.
Yeah.
I have not landed on a voice for the character yet, so it might be Russian.
You're just trying different things out.
Yes.
You roll a spin wheel at the beginning.
Right,
Yeah, every session, different voice. But yeah, check out that link because I'm probably forgetting a bunch of stuff, and I'm always doing new things, including Paracosm Entertainment, which I did forget. Villains by the Hour is our new series going on right now. Burned Hope will be coming out closer to August, and then you might see a spooky one coming out for Halloween. Ooh, so
Love
far
that.
out.
Ooh.
Love that.
You have to popcorn to Heliodor because I accidentally hit the button already. So Heliodor's next.
Door.
Hey everyone, I'm Crest, pronouncing him, and this is Tom, who just woke up from his nap.
Aw, cats are
Aw.
always welcome. Dogs too.
I play Heliodor, the Hiss Blight singer who awakens dreams. You can find me on Pelifart with just the word Crest, and there you can find your way to my other socials. I am primary game master and editor of the podcast Many Stories, Many Games. And I am sort of the auxiliary one for the podcast Gesselheim Productions, and yeah, that's me.
Nice.
Sorry.
Nice.
Okay. All right.
All right. Malcolm.
Hi, I'm Alex Newman, the 7-Minute GM. I play Malcolm Keel, the irascible Hisk. I am a pro game master, both online on Start Playing, but also for indie games at cons. I will be running a couple of Harrow games at Gen Con. I hope they have not actually. I've submitted some Harrow games to Gen Con. Also, some Sickest Witch by Severed Books, which is a really wonderful, creepy, gross system, where you harvest body parts for your spell components. It's good. It's good. But I am primarily a gaming educator. I teach classes, again, some for Gen Con, but also all over the place. I'm working with the Philadelphia area Gaming Expo folks on their new convention, Concoction, which is going to be in May in New Jersey, and then I'll be back at Page in 10 months or something like that. But if you would like me to come and educate your folks at your event, or if you would like some fairly reasonably priced classes in that will improve your gaming, either as a player or as a GM, you can find me at 7-Minute GM.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you for joining us. We will see you in 2 weeks. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.